Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Leonie, aka Stitching Noni, and this is my little corner of YouTube. This is my Flosstube channel, all about my cross stitch journey. And I'm back. So today is, I believe, Tuesday the 16th of December 2025. I am doing a Flosstube number 68 today. It's actually going to end up being a 2-week update. I didn't record last week. I did pop up a little post on the community thing that happens with Flosstube just to say I wouldn't be available to do a video last week. Unfortunately, my mum had a very minor stroke, whatever day it was. The 2nd, I think it was. No, I think it must have been late Monday night on the 1st, but it wasn't. My sisters didn't notice it until earlier. Excuse me. On the 2nd in the morning when she woke up, she felt a little bit off, and when my sister got around there, they noticed that her left side of her face had dropped and she wasn't talking very well, so they took her to the emergency, and then they transferred her later on straight up to the hospital and let us know. So we had a call with her on Wednesday and decided that we would go up, even though she was they thought she'd recover pretty quickly anyway, because they were really sure it was a minor stroke. She'd lost no real significant movement in her left side or anything like that, and the CT scan that she had later on did confirm it was a minor stroke. And yeah, so they let her out of hospital on the Friday. We went up on the Thursday. They let her out of hospital on the Friday. We spent the week, then the rest of that week up there with her, and came home the other day, last Friday just gone. So here I am back again for a video. So mum's pretty much fully recovered, which is good. So yeah, so no lasting effects. She's got a heart issue now that they want to deal with, because they're not sure. They think she may have had a little clot come from the heart and go up and cause it, or it could have been the high blood pressure that she's managing, but not managing very well, obviously, because she's now on another pill, which has brought her blood pressure down considerably. So that's good. So yeah, so overall she's very, very lucky, extremely lucky. All the hospital staff was amazed at how quickly she was up and about. They had her walking on Thursday, and pretty much on Friday morning when we went to visit her, they'd already delivered all the aids for her to take home. So we sort of thought she was coming home. So she ended up only being in hospital 3 nights, I think. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 3 nights. So very, very, very lucky. Has a follow-up scan, today. So hopefully that goes well. And yeah, and then we'll see what happens anyway. But yeah, so that's where I was last week. And then next week, I'll tell you now, it's in my plans later on, but next week I probably won't be able to record either, as we're going to head back up to see Mum for Christmas. We'll go up on Tuesday and come back on Saturday at this stage. So yeah, that all depends on all the bushfires that keep wanting to pop up that way and around the place. It depends on the weather, because if the weather gets too hot, then we can't really travel with the puppy. And it depends on how we're feeling. We've both been completely wiped out from the last week, and it's taken me 3 or 4 days to get over all of that, and about the same for hubby. So today's probably the first day I've actually felt reasonably well. But anyway, that's the brief life update. I'm not going to do any more of that, so feel free to skip past the first 4 minutes, but you would have already read that bit, so I shouldn't say heard that bit. So yes, so that's it. So now I will give you my stitching update for the last 2 weeks, and don't get too excited because it hasn't been overly flash. I didn't do a huge amount of stitching while I was up at Mum's. In fact, I'm really sad to say I had 1 day where I got no stitching done whatsoever, and that is my first no stitching day for the year. So my record has been blown out of the water. I was hoping that this year was going to be a year of stitching every day, and it didn't happen. And then I had another day where I managed to get 24 stitches in, and that was it. So that was the Thursday and Friday last week. But that's okay. That's fine. Not, but it's okay. So fortnightly stats rather than weekly stats. So in the last 2 weeks, I have managed to do 3,832 stitches. I did 1,442 stitches in the week from the 2nd of December to the 8th of December. And I've done 2,390 stitches from the 9th of December to yesterday, the 15th of December. So yeah, I got into a bit of a groove the last couple of days that we were there because we were basically sitting around the house with Mum, just keeping an eye on her, doing her washing or whatever. But I was able to sit and stitch most days, so that was really good. December month to date is only 4,134 stitches. And my year to date as of yesterday is 124,144 stitches. So I'm really pleased that I worked my little butt off and got my 120k goal done by November, because I probably wouldn't get it otherwise. So where are we starting? So it's been a bit higgledy-piggledy. Did I just put, no, it's okay. It's been very higgledy-piggledy with my stitching the last couple of weeks. Because I travelled, I didn't take any full coverage because it's just too hard to travel with the big stuff. So I took small stuff, which did mean that I managed to get my Ashes stitching done for the Australian part of my Ashes stitching. Also meant I got some of my bake-off stitching done for the smaller ones for the bake-off. So really good with that. So we're going to start with Ashes stitching, and then we're going to move on to bake-off stitching, and then we'll talk about sewing bee, which is I haven't quite finalised my plans yet for that one, so it's still a bit up in the air, but I'd still want to do it. So I'm going to put the pen down, and I haven't had a cup of tea, and so I'm going to be probably gasping in a minute, but we'll see if we can get through. Okay, so for Ashes, game 2 was in Brisbane. That went from the 4th to the 8th of December, so that was while we were away, so we did watch as much of that as we could. It went for 4 days, which was pretty good, and it was a day-night test. So Australia won. Yep, that's sort of was going to be expected, right? Yep, Australia won. So for Australia, I needed to do 1,480 stitches based on their runs and their bowling and the fact that they won the game. England won the coin toss, so they elected to bat first and didn't do too bad. Yeah, they did quite well. So I only had to do 875 stitches on my whip for that one. So yeah, it's a bit of a discrepancy there, but that's okay. So we're going to start with the Aussie stitching. And I meant to take these out before I recorded, and of course I didn't because I just don't think of it. I'm so silly. So the Aussie stitching is my Down Under Santas, and this one is the Koala Santa. Now, I will put up before pictures, and I haven't even looked at any of my before pictures before I did this. I just want to get this done because hubby's out for an hour or two, and if I don't do it now, it ain't going to get done, right? So I'm telling you now, this is going to be very disorganized, very discombobulated, and I'm just hoping that we'll get through it and you will enjoy it and come back and watch me again after this. You might not after you see this one. But anyway, now how am I going to do this? I'll do it this way. I finished. Koala Santa is now all done and dusted. Actually, this might be better. Just put a plain white behind it. I really should go and find a board for this sort of stuff. So he is now all finished, and of course there's glare everywhere, so let's put it like that. So to finish this, all I needed was 292 stitches from when, I assume it would have been when I last showed it, because that's what I've written down that I've done, so hopefully that was right. You'll know when you see the before picture, but it's done now. And I finished this on the 7th of December. Sitting there with the family, they were watching me do all this. It was so funny because I was doing it the day before when they came round, and so they saw some of this, and then I was doing all the beading and then playing with this. Fun. I think it took me about half an hour to get that right. And even then I don't think it's right. I think it looks a bit low, but it's okay. He's cute. He's cute. So he's done. He's all finished. I'm quite pleased. I might trim that again, but we'll see. I don't know quite what I'm going to do with this yet, whether I just cut it out and put a hanger on it. But for now, it's done. Very pleased with that. So that one can go over there. So because I finished that one with only 292 stitches, that meant I had to start the Kangaroo Santa, because I still needed some more stitches to finish it off, and I still need some more stitches to finish off because I'm not there yet. But this is Kangaroo Santa. Now there is a third design in the Down Under Santas, which is the Kiwi one. I don't have it. I don't know. I may get it just to complete the set, but for now I've just got the 2 Aussie ones, which is so cute. Now this one, I'm going to use the same piece of paper. So this was a new start. I started this on the 8th of December, so obviously the next day. And I've so far done 776 stitches on it, and pretty much started the middle, and I've worked down, and now I'm starting to head back up. There's a kangaroo face there. I felt quite fun. It was hilarious actually. I was doing this while we were watching an Outback Truckers. So here I am stitching, and they're talking about dead kangaroos and roadkill, and I'm like, sorry, I'm stitching it. Just as an aside. So for that means then I have done 1,068 stitches of the 1,480 I require for, guess what, I'm taking this off because it's annoying me, sorry. I can hear it jingling. I don't know if it's noisy, but it's coming off. So I only need another 412 to complete my Aussie stitching. Now the next game starts tomorrow. Will it get done? No, that's okay. So I'll stitch on this tomorrow while I'm watching the game for a little while. But yeah, so quite pleased with the start on that. And so this will get finished pretty quickly, hopefully. But I will talk about what will replace that shortly. Put that one over there, make sure I don't mix up threads and stuff. Okay, now for the England team, I'm doing World Travel Bookshelf. Now, World Travel Bookshelf is a Aimee Stewart design. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs charting. I'm doing it on 25 count Lagana. When it's over here. Now, I am just trying to pull up something, but I probably won't bother because it's going to take too long to find it, isn't it? Why can't I see things? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I haven't done, I apologise, I've not actually done any of my stats. See, this is how discombobulated I am. Normally I would have my stats and have all that out, but no, I haven't done it. So that's why I'm pulling up the correct file so I can look at the stats. So for this, I had to do 875 stitches to do the English stuff. I've so far completed 621 stitches, and I will need to do another 254. So I'm thinking this will probably come out tonight, and I'll work on this again and finish this. What else do I need to tell you about this? Yes, so it's on 25 count Lugana. I started this on the 27th of the 12th, 2021. I am currently sitting at 7.6. No, I'm not. Bear with. Pausing. Sorry. Just realised I hadn't added yesterday's stitches into my information. So there was a wrong. So I'm currently now sitting at 7.70%, and I have completed 31,299 stitches of 406,500 stitches. And where did I work? I worked in, I've really not quite got myself set up right today. So I mainly worked in all of this purple. I put a little bit more in here, but it's pretty much just been the purple, and I finished off that bit of yellow as well. So that's where that one's at too. So depending on where I get to today, I may work on this one this afternoon or tonight. Just depends, because I'm now at 1:30 in the afternoon, so I'm very late with recording. But we'll just, it's a bit like nothing's going to happen this month. That's what I wanted to do. So plans out the window. Okay, enough of that rubbish. So, as I mentioned, tomorrow, test number 3 from Adelaide starts. So I will get Kangaroo Santa finished at some point during the next test. So I need to think of a new whip to replace that. I have an idea. Where did I put that? Oh God, what did I do with it? Told you I'm discombobulated. Here it is. So I have some charts which are Aussie themed. Well, I've got sort of some charts that are Aussie themed. I have 2 books which are Aussie themed. Oh, we're going to have ring light. So this one, they're both very old. So this is Australian Cross Stitch by Vivian Shinnery. So I had a look in there, nothing floated my boat, which I knew it wouldn't because it never has before, so it's certainly not going to now. And then I have Alora's Australia in Cross Stitch. Again, this is Jane Skinner. Again, nothing really floated my boat. That's, this is not bad, the ABC. But nothing floated my boat. And, I've had these books since day one. Don't know whenever these came out. This one has been out for quite some time. I think at least in the 90s. Doesn't actually tell me. Oh, first published in 1992 and republished in 1993. So I would say this is probably the 1993 one then. So yes, I've had them for that long. I've also got a folder here of, you probably can't read that, but Carol Nielsen. So Carol Nielsen is an Australian designer. She does have a website, and I've mentioned her a long time ago on one of my channels when I did an actual thing where I spotlighted her and did a little bit of an interview, like I sent her an email, asked her some questions, and did a thing to promote her charts. So if I can find that video, I'll link it. But don't hold your breath because I probably won't be able to remember which one it was in. But I do have quite a number of her, and I don't think these are going to work because they're all going to glare. But I have a number of her charts, and I went through them, and I've already stitched this one. So this is a wombat. So I've already stitched that one. So I thought, well, I'm not doing that one again. This one's quite cute. So I thought, well, I could do that Christmas. And then I saw this one, and he's quite cute. And then there was this one. This is another, because see, I'm sort of going towards the Christmas ones, right? And then there's this one. Okay, right. I should pull them out, but I'm not going to. Then I thought, well, I could do that one. That's a nice little Christmassy one as well. There's a wombat stocking. There's another sort of semi-Christmassy one. Not really. It's got a Christmas hat on. And I did think of this one because that's little. I thought that was quite cute. I have previously stitched part of this. I stitched this for a blogging friend when she had the baby, and I have also stitched this bit for another blogging friend when she had her baby. So I thought, well, I'm not doing those. If I find the pictures, I'll pop them up of the thing. I have also stitched Boo, and I don't know if I've shown the finish of this one on my channel. May have done last year or the year before. But it's in the underbed box, so when I eventually get that out, I will show that. So that's got to come out at some point when I get into the cupboard. I got in the cupboard to get something else out the other day, and something fell out and whacked me on the nose. So I ain't going back in the cupboard till hubby's home. So what did I decide I'm going to do? And I'll take this out of the plastic because it'll be easier. This is the one I've decided I'm going to do. Merry Christmas koalas. Really cute. And I did think, do I just stitch one of them? So I've been into my fabric boxes and tried to look, and I had a vision for it, and my vision was to stitch it on the fabric that's very similar to the 2,000 years ago that I'm stitching on it so that it goes down. But then I pulled that clouds fabric out and I'm like, I don't want to cut it. I don't want to cut anything. So I found this scrap, which I think is clouds. This is from Colour Cascade Fabrics. It's only a little scrap. It says 28 count, and it's an 8 by 14.5. So it's one of her offcuts that she sometimes used to sell on her website as just little sale things for a couple of bucks. So I sat there and I went, oh, that'll work. Except it's too small. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? So then I thought, oh, maybe I'd do them across. No, still not going to quite work. It's going to take too much mental capacity, and I just don't want to do it because I'm going to have to pick that up and move that. So I don't know. So then I looked at the weave on it and I thought, well, it's actually not too bad with the dyeing. You won't be able to see this, but the holes aren't actually too bad. You know, sometimes when it's dyed, the holes are quite small. This is actually pretty good. So I'm going to try and do it 1/1. We'll see. We'll see. So the yellow background is obviously not stitched. It's just the koalas. I think it'll look quite cute. So cute. So I'm in the process of pulling threads and sorting that out, ready to basically take with me when I go up to Mum's for Christmas, because even if I don't need it, which I think I will, I'll try and start that while I'm up there. Maybe. That might end up being my Christmas Day start. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, so that's what's going to replace Kangaroo Santa when I get to that point. Bake-off stitching. So that's all for Ashes for now until next week. So bake-off stitching. Now we've done week 1 and 2 in my previous videos, obviously because I missed last week. That was week 3, and then we've just watched week 4. So for week 3, whip number 8 popped out. So the person who has whip number 8 had won the Star Baker and also was the winner of the technical. So that meant 300 stitches on A Promise of Spring. Now I'm going to double up here because I will. See, the reason is because the person who is attached to this whip on week 4 also won Star Baker and technical. So I went from having 300 stitches to now needing 600 stitches on this one. I know I've shown you the starting point, but I've done nothing, so I'm going to re-show you the starting point. This is stitched on 36 count Edinburgh feldspar from Picture This Plus, and this is where I'm at. I haven't done anything since I last showed you when I pulled all these out to show you what my whips would be for bake-off. So I'm going to try and get some of that stitching done. If not this week, then I'm taking it with me when I go up to see Mum for Christmas, and I'll try and get some done. I'm hoping it'll be all right. The lighting is not good at my mum's house. That's why I was working on Mill Hill kits while I was there, because the lighting is not my best. So it may be I can grab my light and maybe take it with me. But not the big one, obviously, but I have a little small one that might be all right to take, see what happens. So, whip number 8, okay? Let me go over there. So in week 3, the person who lost the technical for 100 stitches was also the person who got eliminated, but they also had some stitches owing from the previous week, because they didn't do so good in the previous week, and that whip is whip 12, which is Quarantine Cats. So again, I have done nothing yet on it, but for argument's sake, so to speak, I'm going to show you my starting point if I get to it this week. I'm going to try and get to it this week, or at least knock off a couple hundred stitches. So this is where I will be starting, as this person has now essentially been eliminated. So I will be finishing off with this one. I think I showed you my last video, the starting point anyway. So I will just hopefully get those done and sort them one. That'll be done. In week 4, the technical loser is whip number 3. Now whip number 3, I really do feel like I'm either rushing this or going too slow, or I don't know. I really feel a bit discombobulated, so I'm really, really sorry. Things are a bit weird. Tulip time. So this is a Just Nan kit. This will get 100 stitches. Now, given it's only 100 stitches, and given I don't want to lose those beads, given I don't know which way up it is, I think it's this way. Given I don't have a huge amount to do, maybe I should just do it, right? I keep saying this every time I bring this out. This was one of my whips that I said was like a whip of shame for this year, so I really should try and get that finished. So this one definitely is going to come with me. If I don't get it done this week, it will come with me when I go up to see Mum for Christmas, because then with a bit of luck, I will be able to get the stitches done on that one. So that's the starting point for that, but it's only got 100 stitches, so it may be that I just leave it and see what happens with that person over the next couple of weeks, because, you know. Okay. Week 4. The eliminated person is the whip that is the bane of my life at the moment. No, it's not really. But it should have been done by now, right? Because it's... I think I talked about it when I showed this originally, that I've got to not do the gold lettering because it's not working, but that's what this is. This is 12 Days of Christmas. Maria Diaz is the artist, and it is from the Cross Stitch Collection magazine from many, many years ago. And this is where we're at with this one. Now, as I've mentioned before, don't like the lettering. Lettering will come out at some point. Because this person's been eliminated, I need to do 300 stitches on this. So I was looking at this today and going, where am I going to do it? I don't know. So that's going to be a surprise for all of us. It may be I carry on doing this bit. It may be that I carry on backstitching this bit. It may be that I work on the border. I don't know. This is just on a piece of 28 count even weave, nothing special. It's just like this grey, greeny sort of colour. This is something I had in my stash when I started it. It was, yeah, I probably should have looked for a nice hand dyed when I did this, but I didn't. So. And it's charted on quite a deep blue, which is probably why the gold stands out better in the design, although it still doesn't. But yeah. So that's the starting point for that one. We'll see how far we get with that one. All right? Who knows? So that's those. Now, I did actually get some of my bake-off stitching finished. Surprise, surprise. What did I finish? I finished the 300 stitches that I needed for Mistress of the Hunt 2. Mistress of the Hunt 2 is Heather Kramer is the artist, and it is charted by the Sewing Shop. I am now at 3.85%. I only need 314 stitches to hit my goal for the year, which was 4%. I've completed in total 7,804 stitches of 202,950 stitches. So my plan is to somehow get that, what is it? 300 odd stitches done somewhere along. So this is actually going into my sewing bee one. But of course, because I haven't done my wheel yet, I don't know where it's going to sit. So what I probably will do is do the 300 stitches anyway, unless that person is out for the, but I'll talk about that later because I've already watched the first 2 episodes of it. So unless that goes against someone that's eliminated, I will probably do this earlier. I'm just going to see what my wheel says when I do it. And if my wheel's nice, my wheel will give it to me, right? Yeah, exactly. So where did I mainly stitched? I'm filling in or removing all of the part threads and going across. So it's all just been all of this here. I've really set myself in a bad position today. I don't know what I've done. I can't seem to get right. So that's where that one's at. Actually, that's better. Doesn't help that they're quite wide, some of these whips. So yeah, so that's Mistress of the Hunt 2. This is stitched on 25 count easy guide. Okay, so that's completed now for Bake Off. Where is it? So the other night I bought out my wine shelf. So this is the Story Keep wine shelf, which is an Aimee Stewart design. It is a HAED charting. I managed to get 258 stitches done on this. I only needed 200 from week 1 and 2, which was 100 and 100. So that's completed now. Now, this is currently sitting at 7.89%. My goal for the year was 10%. So that's 700 stitches I still need to do on it. Guess what? I don't think it's gonna get done. This is gonna probably maybe get another couple hundred stitches. Who knows? I don't know, because it depends on where that person gets eliminated and how badly or how good they do over the next few episodes. But I'm currently sitting at completed 2,908 stitches from 36,848. So yeah, but I did manage to, and it's very hard to see because all I've done is almost completely filled in all of this cream 712s and all of that sort of stuff. I've got a couple of little blank spots there, and then I went over here and did a bit of the darker color in the tree because I'd had enough of doing this, and it was doing my eyes in trying to find all the blanks in between. But yeah, so that particular one now is up to date for Bake Off, so that's good. And then the other one, which I took to my mum's with me, so that I took with me to my mum's so that I could have some easy stitching, was whip number 5. Now whip number 5 is Give Thanks, which is a hands-on design chart from Kathy Haberman, and I got it out of this magazine. So this is just cross stitch October 2014. Oh God, ring light glare. It is bad. Never mind. It is what it is. So, before picture you will see, obviously. Can I easily find my stats on this one? Pause to, okay. So, Give Thanks is stitched on 28 count Joblin Jack's Rum by hand dyed by Stephanie. The called for fabric, or the model in the book, is also stitched on Jack's Rum, but it's stitched on 36 or 32. I started this on the 29th of November 2020. You will see from the before picture that I've now completed the pumpkin and I've done all the vine at the top. Very pleased with that, which means I'm now working towards the bottom when it comes out again. So I'm now going to work on that, and then that. Be nice if that was a finish this year, but it just depends on the person. So all I had to do for that, I did another 294 stitches to complete the 500 that I needed for weeks 1 and 2, and it hasn't come up for week 3 or 4 yet. Or was it an eliminated person? Was it an eliminated person? I don't think so. I can't remember now. Where's my Bake Off stitching? Maybe it was an eliminated person. No, it's not. It's not an eliminated person. So yeah, so that's that one. So quite pleased with that. Now, as I mentioned, we were traveling, so I took up easy projects to do. So I took Mill Hill kits. I had another one in my bag for my Mill Hills. That is associated to Bake Off, but the person that it's associated to has not actually featured yet in any of the stitching. So I sort of thought, well, I needed to do something because I'd finished the koala one, and I thought I didn't really want to start the kangaroo one that night because I had the family around and stuff for tea. So it was my brother's birthday. So we were doing a video call with him and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, well, I'm not going to try and mess around and start it and kit it because I had to set up all the floss cards and stuff. So I decided to pull out this one. So this is Into the Woods, which is also a mill hill. It's a buttons and beads one. It's basically a full coverage mill hill. The person that this is associated to, I don't know when I will need the stitches for, but guess what? I've got 177 stitches in towards anything that they may need to do. So I will put a before picture up, and I'm just going to get a piece of white paper to put this against. And here we are now. So my 177 is basically just all over in here, I think, if I remember rightly. It's all around in this area where this trailing thread is anyway. We were watching that new, it's probably not new, but a TV series called The Lost Symbol, which is a Dan Brown thing. So we were watching a couple of episodes of that while I was doing this. See how you remember some things. So yeah, but that's pretty much, I'm pretty sure this is all I filled in when I did that. So this means that when the person gets Star Baker or eliminated or has a technical win, I will have some stuff up to date ready to go for that one, which is good because it's always nice to have a bit of thing in hand. This will come up with me when I go back up for Christmas, because if I can't do anything significant, at least I can pull these out so they're nice and easy to stitch. And I might have to start a new mill hill soon, because once I've done these three, well, these two, I'm up to date with all my mill hills. I've got no more. They're all have to go and start a new one. I have to go buy some more. Okay, so that's Bake Off. Right, Great British Sewing Bee. So we've now watched episodes 1 and 2 of series 11, but I still haven't sorted out what whips I'm doing and finalised it all. That was supposed to have been done before I watched episode 1, but we obviously went away, and while I've got some ideas of what I want, I haven't done my wheels and associated that, but that's okay. But I can tell you that I am definitely using Mistress of the Hunt 2 for that. I'm also using Quarantine Cats for it, and I'm also using Mini Reading by Firefly Lights. So they're the 3 that have been eliminated now from Bake Off. What was the 4th one that was eliminated from Bake Off? Oh, 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah, no, that's not going into Sewing Bee, because once I've done my 300 stitches, it's going away. But yeah, so I will try and get that wheel done in the next day or 2 so that I can have it at least for, well, we won't be watching on Tuesday because we'll be traveling, but at least by the time I watch episode 3 next week, at some point, I'll know what I'm doing. So, but yes, but what I'm doing for the tracking of stitches is, when I was watching it, because I'd had a plan, and then when I was watching it, I went, oh, I'm going to change this. So now what I'm doing is the first challenge, which is the pattern challenge. I'm doing the winner will get 100 stitches and the loser will get 50. The transformation one, which is the number 2, which is where they take old clothes and turn them into something else. Again, the winner will get 100 and the loser will get 50. Then the overall garment winner is going to get 200 and the person eliminated will get 300. So in week 1, nobody got eliminated. There was a lady who was ill, so she didn't complete all the challenges, so they decided not to eliminate anyone, but week 2, they eliminated 2 people. So yes, so got a bit of fiddling around, and there's one person who so far is pretty good, because that person, excuse me, has already won a few. Oh, he goes. Has already won some of the challenges. So yeah, it's going to be interesting when I do my wheel, what whips go where. Okay, so what else have I managed to do? Not a lot, but I have worked on Flamingo and flowers. I did get some more done in that. Now, Flamingo in Flowers is my Friday stitch. This is from the Stitch Is So Beautiful. And let me just pull this up while we're thinking, because I want to know what I'm doing again. Okay, so Flamingo in Flowers. This is currently sitting at, excuse me, I've got to fix my hair. Back. Don't know if I fixed it. I still feel like I've got something sticking outside, but anyway. So this is Stitch Is So Beautiful charting. The designer is Eder Rosa. This is my Friday stitch. I stitch on this try and stitch on it every Friday. I did manage to stitch on it Friday when we got home, but obviously I didn't stitch on it the Friday we were away. But I did make sure I stitched on it on the Wednesday night before we travelled. So I did get it in for each week. So I have managed to keep up with the Stitch Is So Beautiful sale. So I am using this particular one for the monthly sale, which is back now for December. And the free chart this month, it's closed, you can't now enter it for December. But the free chart is a Santa Grinch, which I will put somewhere in here. The posting for these is every Monday, but I tend to post on Friday or Saturday because I stitch on this on Friday. And if I make sure I get my minimum of 250 in on the Friday, if not, I'll do it on the Saturday and then I'll post. So far for December, since the 2nd of December, since my last video, I have done 624 stitches. So well done for the 2 postings that I had to do, and obviously another one this week, which is coming up. So I'll stitch on this on Friday to make sure that's done before we go away. This is currently sitting at 13.63%. Now I started this in June, on the 6th of June this year. I had a goal when I started of 10%, so I've exceeded my 2025 goal on this. I'm really pleased about that. Currently sitting at 8,724 stitches completed of 64,000 stitches. This is the full width of this design. It is absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous. I've been doing 3371 the last couple of times I've picked it up because I'm filling in all of this area here. I did do a little bit more of that grey blue, but mainly I'm doing the 3371 in it. I'm doing fill in now because I want to get all of this done and then I can move back down again. So yeah, really pleased about that. I will talk more on Stitch Is So Beautiful in a minute. We'll get through this first, right? Now, this is exciting. This is exciting. I've got a second finish for the month. Well, technically, yes, it is a third finish for the month. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, because Bernadette was the first. Koala Santa was number 2, and this is number 3. I took this up with me when I went to visit my mum, and I finished it. So I finished this on the 11th of December 2025. I started this, and I know it was in May. Oops, wrong page. It was in May of 2020 because it was a Stitch Mania start for me when I did all of my when I did some Stitch Mania starts with there was that Be Well movement that the designers were doing, where they were sending out all their free charts for COVID. So I started this on the 20th of May 2020 and finished it on the 11th of December 2025. I stitched on 32 count Belfast Misty Mountain Hop from Colour Cascade Fabrics in DMC. All in DMC. I did start it, as you would have seen the original picture. All I'd done when I had picked it up this year was I'd just done that bit. And the idea was I was going to do it in Jodery threads, and I didn't like the Jodery threads, so I changed them all and put them back to the DMC. Now, there is a little bit, because I managed to find a picture, a mock-up picture, and this little bit here was sitting out there in blue. It's not on it. Well, this little bit is on the chart, but there was no symbol for it. And then when I saw the picture, I realised it was blue. So I was sitting there the other day and my sister was like, what's that? Is that a moon? I went, no, it's blue. And we're like, smoke? Maybe smoke from the chimney? So when I got to stitch it, I just added an extra little stitch when I went up and did this, and I've put a little stitch. So I've made it so it is smoke coming out of the chimney. And I just did it in, I think 318 or something, so grey. But yeah, so that was finished. So that was finished at my mum's. So very pleased with that. Very, this was my Thursday stitch when I was going to the craft coffee. So I'll take that along next time I go. I won't be going probably next couple of weeks, but once things settle down again, I will take that along and show the ladies that I can finish things. So yeah, so very impressed. So 352 stitches in December to finish that off, done and dusted. Okay, so notes and plans. Plans, well, you know, I had plans for December and plans are out the window. So I did say I was going to work on a long winter's nap on and off for December. I haven't touched it. There is no chance probably now that I will touch it. I'm going to try, but I'm not holding myself to it. I certainly won't be stitching on it on the 25th of December because I will not taking that up to mum's. It's just going to be too hard to travel with that. But I also haven't touched Haunted House. Now, I was hoping I was going to get my Haunted House goal done because I only got about 900 stitches on it. And I was hoping I was going to get that done for the year. That's not going to happen. I did not stitch on that on the 13th. So that's done for the year now. Unless something happens over the next couple of days and I'm sitting there going, oh, what am I going to stitch? Because I've done that since we've come back. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I want to stitch on. Oh, you know, and I've really struggled since we got back from Don Gross's to where, what am I going to stitch on? But yeah, but that's okay. My stitchy bug's coming back, so it's okay. I think it's that hangover from when you have a finish. Because ever since I finished Bernadette, I've really sort of like, I don't know what I want to stitch on. Sort of missing Bernadette. And Bernadette would have been my go-to when I'm feeling like this. I would have just normally picked up Bernadette and stitched on Bernadette. But I ain't got her because she's finished. So, the other one I haven't touched, which really, really hurts, is 6 portals. So, as I've mentioned, my goal was to stitch on all 6 of those portals between when I started it in November and December. And I had weeks up my sleeve to do that. I know I have not stitched on it in the last 2 weeks because obviously that is way too big to take away. I was hoping to stitch on it yesterday. Didn't happen. I was going to stitch on it this morning. Didn't happen. So yeah, I will try and pull it out at some point between now and when we go back up to see mum, or certainly when we get back before New Year. But I can't see myself getting the full 1,000 stitches that I wanted to get on each of those portals. So if I do pick it up, I've only got 3 portals left. I'm either going to have to be really careful about what I'm doing and pick a symbol part and get across so that I can say I've stitched on them all for the year. Or I just go, you know what? Don't worry about it. Wait till January, go back to portal 1, or start on portal 4 and do 4, 5, 6, then do portal 1 in April. And now I'm toying up how I'm going to do that. So I do hope that I can at least pick up portals a little bit in the next week or bit. I don't know when that'll be though, because this week I'm out on Thursday pretty much all day. I've got to go into the office and hand all my stuff back because they want me to hand my stuff back early, my laptop and everything. So, because with Christmas coming, the office is closing. So, and they're doing a farewell lunch for me. Thanks. Don't like things like that. So Thursday's out because I won't be stitching. We'll be travelling next Tuesday, the 23rd of December. And then we're travelling again on the 27th of December to come home. So those 2 days will be pretty much out. So by the time I get home, I'll just want to do something quick and easy. I don't stitch in the car because I sit with the puppy and keep her company, because she gets a bit upset. If I'm sitting in the front seat, she wants to sit on my lap, and for a 5-hour drive, she ain't sitting on my lap, so I sit in the back with her and then she settles down. But I don't like stitching in case I drop the needle and then we'll be in trouble. So, yes. Now, I also, this week is horrendous. So the 22nd, we're going out for lunch across the road, so there won't be any stitching on that. And then on the 20th, I might get some stitching done in the morning, but we've got the grandkids coming for tea on the 20th. And the village here has got a buggy ride thing. Everyone's decked out their buggies with lights and stuff. They did it last year for the first time, so this is the second year. And so the grandkids, littlies, or one of the littlies is big enough to hopefully enjoy it, so they're going to stay and watch that. So we've got to wait until about 7:30 when it gets dark so they can see all the pretty lights. But yeah, so yeah, busy week. So I can't see that portals will get touched, but we'll see. Now, speaking of that sort of stuff, I don't think I'll be doing a video next week. So technically I should do one next Tuesday, but we're going to be traveling. I will try, if I have enough content, to do one on Monday, but I just don't know, because that's the day we've got to go out for lunch, so it may, and yeah, I just may run out of time and not get to do that. So we won't be doing it. I'm not guaranteeing there'll be a video then, but there will be one the following week, which will be pretty much the end of the year, right? So yeah. I had planned to have a new start on Christmas Day. I don't know whether that will happen, or I might modify what I was going to start on Christmas Day. So we'll see what happens, because I'll be at Mum's Christmas Day. If I can do, like, get up, because we always get up quite early, we're usually up around 5. So if I can do it like an hour or two before anybody else stirs in the house, then I might have a start, but I just don't know yet. So it might end up being a New Year's Eve start instead. And then, of course, the 2026 HAED sale will be hopefully out, so I'll have a New Year's Day start, a bit of luck. Speaking of HAED 2026 sale, so that is now closed for purchase. You cannot buy that now. People who have bought but not chosen still have a couple of days until the 19th to actually pick their chart. And then I believe if you haven't picked your chart by that date, they basically refund your money because you're not in it. Now, fairy tale. So Dragon Muse fairy tale. We had 272 people so far do that. And the group's actually been really quite exciting, because people are all sort of going, oh, maybe we should join and have Zoom calls and stitch together and stuff. So there's a really good vibe happening in the 2026 group, which is really lovely. So they have released yesterday, I think, no, the 14th. So they did release the latest update graph, which I'll pop up. Now this might change, because depending on how many people haven't chosen, obviously, their graphs yet, what they want to do, the graph might change. But so far, the lowest one is Mirror of Venus, which was a Walter Crane one. It's only 45 people doing that. So I'd be really interested to see how they go with that one. And then the one that's got the highest number of people, of course, is Glistening Wings by L&L Designs. That hasn't changed. That's been the outright leader pretty much right from the start. And the 539 people are doing that. As I mentioned, Fairy Tale's got 272 people doing it. We haven't reached the 3,000 milestone, which is a real shame, because I really wanted that doggy one. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. I can buy the bigger chart, right? And do the bigger chart. So that's sort of where we're at with the HAED sale 2026. So it's a matter of now of just waiting for when the charts come out. With a bit of luck, they'll release it around midnight my time, and I can start it on New Year's Day. That's what they did, I think, last year, because I did start that one on New Year's Day, so I did get it in time. So yeah, so that's it. Now, Stitch is So Beautiful. In the Stitch is So Beautiful group, the team are doing a advent. So 25 free charts. They're so cute. They're just small charts. So they come up and I'll put up like the latest little graph of the 25. Probably by the time I actually get ready to edit this afternoon, the next one will be up, but I'll pop up what is the latest anyway. So they're coming out every day, and they sit in the group for 24 hours, and then they disappear, and if you want them, you can go and purchase them on the website. I did notice also that her sale, her Grateful and Thankful sale, is still on. That is 53% off, and that's lasting until the 1st of January. So if there is something that you liked that was on the Advent, you can go and get it for basically half price if you had to pay for it, right? To get the charts, all you've got to do is be in the group and grab it just after midnight, whatever time in the US it is. I'm not sure if it's LA time, but it usually comes out about 3 o'clock my time. So I keep an eye on between 3 and 4 my time. So I'm not sure if it's LA or New York. I'm not really, yeah, I just go, right, that one, okay, yep, it's out. So, yeah, so it works. So that's a really, really lovely thing to do. Now, I noticed also she had a Hanukkah day one thing. So I don't know if she's doing also a Hanukkah thing as well. So, yeah, and I'm not going to mention what has happened on Bondi Beach over the last day. That is just horrendous. Not going to talk about that at all. But I did think that the Hanukkah one that she put out, I might stitch that for that reason, because it's really sweet. So I'm going to pop a picture up. The latest purchases I did get from her using her 53% off Joy to the World, which is an Eder Rosa, and it's so gorgeous. It is just so cute. So that could very well be a start, because I really like that. So yeah, but I've got another one I really like even more, which is Gilded Father Christmas. So Gilded Father Christmas is from the Mystic Vision Gallery, so I got that, and there was a bit of vibe about that one in the group, as a lot of people really like that, and I think someone's even started it already. I love it. I absolutely love it. So they're the toss-ups. I haven't kitted either of those up, but they are like really high now on my list as a Christmas Day start, if I can get it to work. I also bought Gothic Botanical Cat, which is Dutch Lady Mystic Art, so that's really cute as well. But yeah, so that's that. So yes, so go across to the Stitch Is So Beautiful group, because seriously, Valerie is amazing, and Lizanne, they are amazing. They're so sweet. Emily, every few days puts up Flosstube things, so she promotes the Flosstubers that are stitching Stitch Is So Beautiful charts, which is a really lovely thing for them to do. It also gives you an idea of what these charts look like when you stitch them up, and my experience with Flamingo and Flowers is just phenomenal. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that has given me the confidence to buy and start some more of these charts. So yeah, so that's that. Last quick thing to round up with is books. So I started a book before we went away called Recipe for a Good Life by Leslie Crew, and various things I didn't really get much read, but I did manage to finally finish it on the 13th of December. This is what I would call a slow burn. It did not pique my interest for quite some time, which is probably why I took so long to read it. I would read a couple of pages and I'm going to sleep. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh my God, I've got to keep reading it. So yeah, but it was, at the end of the day, it was a really sweet story, really lovely. I'm now reading another one, which is a little bit different, and it's called The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. I have no idea where this is going. No idea at all. Well, I have an inkling, but no idea really where this is going. So that's it. That's all I've done for books. Not a lot. And I think that's it. I think I have run out of stuff to talk about at 59 minutes and 44 seconds. So that's not bad. So as I mentioned, I don't think I'll get a video up next week, given timing and stuff, but if who knows, if I can get a bit of stitching in, like a little Christmas Day start, I might do a little Flosstube extra. I don't know, it's going to be a bit tricky trying to record from mum's, obviously. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I will definitely be back in 2 weeks anyway, because we'll be back home, and I need to do my 2025 whip parade, and I also need to do a 2026 whip parade for everything that I'm thinking of stitching on for the year. I don't know what I'm stitching on for the year. Honestly, I've had these plans come and go, and yeah, I think I'm gonna just scrap the whole lot and start again with my planning, but we'll see how we go. But anyway, I am out of here before my throat gives out, and I will be back in 2 weeks time potentially. If I don't get back before Christmas, I hope everybody has a lovely Christmas, and look after yourself, take care, look after your family. Everybody is precious. Every life is precious. Give your loved ones a hug and cherish every moment you have with them. Have a wonderful, wonderful week or 2 weeks. Have a lovely Christmas. Stay safe and keep stitching, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.